That's right, boys. It's time for our Week 2 recap and a Week 3 look ahead. Let's start with the biggest game of the weekend, though, which would have to be Ass Clowns versus Contract Year. Another dominating day by Ass Clowns. I got to give them the nod. I'm only 1 point behind Roger with most points scored in the league. As you can see, once again, I am living and dying off the power of Cup and Stafford. But I got to give the nod to the man Diggs. He dominated on Monday night, saved my game for me. Michael looked like he really had a good chance. He actually had a great day in general, even with Aaron Rodgers not being huge. But good Lord, with Nick Chubb scoring those kind of points, I definitely thought I was going to lose. But then, right before kickoff, I noticed something amazing. I noticed Guy Davis was out. Reminder, always check those lineups right at the last second. So when I saw that, I got a little happier because it was already tight, but I knew I had a shot. I had no idea that the Titans were going to just let Diggs score touchdowns all night, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Titan defense. As well, my other big player for me was Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith has been giving me solid points the last 2 weeks, partly because I think that Viking defense is so suspect, he gets a lot of tackles. So sadly, if the Vikings defense is going to stay shitty, at least Harrison will be getting me some points every week. I did pick up Von Miller. He had a big week 1. I thought he was going to give me a big week 2. He just gave me a kind of middling 5 points, but we'll see where that takes us. In the meantime, Michael got basically his defense kind of let him down in general, and he just needs to work on. It's like the Packers. It's kind of this mess, and Michael's going to have to pick up the pieces and figure it all out because you can't live and die on Aaron Rodgers alone unless he's got a lot of ayahuasca to share. So who can say? All right, let's go to the next matchup, which would be, the other big scorer, Chronic Roaches. Roger had another big day, not as high scoring, but still a decent enough thing to take on the Whipping Boys. Happy the Whipping Boys broke 100. Congratulations, Jason. Nice to see you kind of make it up. Dominating day by Josh Allen for Jason, but it looks like no one else really kind of showed up. Everything else was so mid, he didn't really have anything left there, so it was the Josh Allen show. Where Roger, holy shit, with Bateman getting huge stuff from Baltimore, and Mahomes actually kind of didn't really have that big a day, but fucking St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I believe, it means sun god, had a gigantic day. Apparently, Goff, that's just who he's going to throw to all year, so that's a great pickup for Roger there. Henry, another disappointing game. I was really shocked to see that. Everyone else really worked out for Roger. He's chucking along. Like I said, he's got the most points in the league, only by 1 point, but he's doing quite well. So next we've got, let's see. Oh yeah, Big Brother Mike cracks through with a victory. I Am Spartacus gets his first win as a member of the league. Congratulations. As you can see, Burrows didn't do a lot for him, but a huge day from Williams. Not to mention solid points by fucking Jones, another 35 points from Jared Jones. And then his defense actually played out enough to give him the kind of points he needs. Basically, that was a dud. But in general, getting these guys over 10, we kind of know the rule in defense, right? If you can get them all over 10 points, about 40 points plus in defense, you got a good chance of having a successful week. At least that's the Dan Fry theory on things. But that puts him at 1-0. And here we go again, goes to 1-0. We'll look at the standings after this. But let's go to the next matchup. Mikko's Marauders gets a victory. And the reason I want to bring this up is I should have celebrated it last week. He won last week, and I had to go look back 2 years to see the last time Dave won. The last game Dave won was the week of December 8th, 2020. So congratulations for Mikko's Marauders. They were the Detroit Lions last year. They lost all their games. He's come out at 2-0. Dave, I should have heralded the win right when I saw it. I didn't even think about it. I forgot how terrible you were last year. So congratulations to Mikko's Marauders. As you can see, everybody hurts with Hurts. He just actually annihilated the Vikings defense, gave Dave great points. Jefferson, who's been a stud, right, couldn't really do much. And then Hill in Miami is just a beast. It's just insane these numbers some of these wide receivers are getting. Barkley was solid. We expected more. Great day from Harris. And then basically, yeah, once again, his defense is a little light, but he made up for it with higher scores up there. In the meantime, the Mullet Militia, they got a decent day. I mean, good Lord, 100. Oh, geez, I'm looking at the wrong guys, aren't I? All right, let's back that one up. All right. There's a cut. As you can see, Lauren had the big Jalen Hurts, him playing a great day against the Vikings, but that was not enough to give him the victory. Huge days from Hurts, huge days from Hill. Everyone else was pretty mediocre. A decent day from Harris, kind of what you expect. And that kind of hurt him in the end, not getting as big as scores. In the meantime, Miko, holy shit, look at him. 54 points from fucking Lamar Jackson. If he doesn't win that day, that would mean everyone else would basically be out or forget to start somebody. It's something Dave does, so that's why I brought it up. But as you can see, everyone else just kind of participated. He got decent days, well, not even decent days. He got acceptable days from everybody else. But shit, if you can score 54 points with one guy, especially if it's your quarterback, you got a good chance of winning that game. So congrats to Miko's Marauders for being 2-0. And finally, the sad state of the Canids. They have lost again. Once again, they have a very low score. It's funny, I look at Brad's lineup, and it seems like it shouldn't score that way. Mooney, once again, Brad, I thought Mooney was a great pickup. I was going to pick him up in another league and couldn't get him. I just don't think he's going to do anything for Chicago, at least maybe not till later in the season. Chase had a down day, but Chase will bounce back. He's solid. And Brady, too. I think Brady's going to get better for Brad, but holy cow, it's not looking good. But he's not getting a lot from anybody. Fournette kind of came back to earth. Wagner's a great defensive pickup, but him and Hicks kind of are helping things rolling, but it's not enough to get Brad going where he needs to go. Beavers, on the other hand, see, I just want to say this, Pete. I told you he was going to be a stud. I told you. So, huge day from Hutchinson, the rookie, for Pete. 20 points from his defensive guy. Then he gets 16 from Boza, 12 from Clowney. Garrett can give 7 points. It didn't even matter. That's a dominating defensive day by Pete, which is pretty kick-ass. Everything else is pretty normal. And then a great day again by Herbert. That's going to be Pete's guaranteed point guy, I think, every week. Even win or lose, Herbert's going to put up scores. So congrats to Pete. Which makes me want, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the standings. So looking at Avengers right now, we've got Rogers sitting on top at 2-0 with Chronic Roaches at 2-0. And then basically everyone shifts to 1-1 except for Michigan's Canids, who's basically 0-2 right now. So Brad's really going to hope to look to turn it around. In the NFL, no team that started 0-2 has made the playoffs since 1998 or some stupid stat like that. Anyway, so Brad's going to need to do some work to kind of get back in the game. The rest of these guys are getting close, but you see Rogers killing us with points right now. He's doing really well. But let's look at the more important division, the Defenders division. Ascalon's right where he belongs, right at 2-0, right on top. To me, I'm just kind of repeating next season. I just hope I don't blow my load, before the playoffs start this year. That'd be nice. Anyway, then we've got Miko's Marauders right behind me at 2-0. Hard to believe. Dave, welcome back to fantasy football. It's great to see you actually have a team that can play. It's awesome. Lauren drops to 1-1. Contract year goes to 0-2. Michael had a decent day, but when you go up against Ascalons, you can only just bow and just, take the damage and you just walk away and accept the loss. It's kind of what you have to do. And then Jason, once again, maybe when he gets back into America, he'll start looking at his lineup. I think it would help if he keeps drafting NFL Europe players and starting them, so that's just not working out for him. So let's hope for him in the future. But that was last week, right? Let's talk about week 3, the big week. Let's look at our matchups. Wait, let's look at the right week of matchups, huh? I feel like a weatherman. All right. Well, perhaps Jason can reclaim a spot and a victory by going against yours truly, the Ass Clowns. They've got us projected very tight. And with Josh Allen scoring points, he can do anything. I think with Jason, it's just going to be a matter of some of his other guys producing. Cook has been a big disappointment, I think, for everybody so far. But I think once they start to produce, he's going to score some points. Apparently, I'm just going to live with these 3 most of the season. Hilaire, I think, is going to be up and down, up and down. I think that's the price of having a Chiefs guy. It's the same thing with Kelsey. I'm going to sit with him, but I just think they're going to be hot and cold, depending on the week. Robinson's been an okay surprise, but we'll see where that takes me. Otherwise, it's a pretty good matchup. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. And then we have Canids versus Roaches. The battle of the Puff Puffs, as I like to call it. Roger has just been dominating, but they're actually picking him to lose this week. I will say for the record, these Yahoo projections are the poorest projections I've ever seen. My favorite thing that happens is during the game, they just change them depending on the score. So I don't really know if it's that much of a projection if you're just updating it as people score. You're not really projecting anymore. You're basically changing your odds, I think, if anything. So I find it to be silly. But they look pretty close. I just think Roger's got a tougher lineup. Brad's going to have to play around with us to get something going. I don't think Patterson's going to give him the points he needs. And Mooney, wow, like I said, Brad, I'm really surprised about Mooney. So we'll see what he does. All right, and next, Mullet Militia contract year. Contract year needs a win. He needs a win bad. He needs Aaron Rodgers to beat Aaron Rodgers. They're going to play at Tampa Bay. I think that might give him a decent day. I don't think Tampa Bay's defense is as good as people are saying. But he needs some other people to perform, and let's hope he has another big day from Nick Chubb. Mullet Militia, solid lineup, I think, so far. With his stud players, I mean, I look at these three, and that's a good shot at winning. And Barkley's really bounced back. So, I don't know, it looks like Mullet Militia might have the edge on this one. And then Rabbit Beavers and I Am Spartacus. Boy, stud, iffy, stud. When was he got? Then it's this guy. Just keeps. What we need is Detroit needs to play shitty teams. The sad thing is, you know he's going to get a sack on Kirk Cousins at least, Pete. That's going to happen because I was really analyzing the Kirk Cousins method of quarterbacking Monday night. And here's my theory. When you're blitzed, you don't move out of the pocket. You don't step back. You don't step forward. You don't do a dump-off pass. What you do is you panic, and then you just kind of throw the ball in a random receiver area and hope for the best. So if he keeps doing that, I think Hutchinson could have a good day. I hope he doesn't, but we shall see. All right, and then finally, the 2-0 Mikos Marauders go against the 1-0. Here we go again. Let's take a look here. Here we go again. All I'm going to say is, I don't know how that's going to carry for you. I think he's going to be up and down all year. Brown's been a stud. We'll see where Dan goes. Marauders, if he's got Lamar Jackson, he's going to be good to go. I really like his lineup. He's killing it right now. We'll see if it goes all year. But I think Mikko has a shot at another win here. Though Yahoo says, it's too close to call, so we shall see. All right. All right, that's it for this week. So, let's look at the big matchups. Are mine. I mean, that's the one we all pay attention to. How is Ass Clowns doing? How are they doing? Because I'm really the team everyone looks up to. So I get that. So it's a lot of responsibility on my part. I appreciate the love. So big games this week. Basically, number 2 against the 10. We've got a bunch of these cross matchups. It should be pretty interesting. Interesting week altogether. We should have a solid week 3. Good luck to everybody. And before I can do anything else, Birder!